Hello everyone, welcome to Fast Homebrew. Today I'm going to talk about hops. Hops are flowers that grow on a vine or a plant or something, but we normally see them as these little green pellets that look like this. We use them primarily to bitter our beer because barley cordial would taste disgusting, so we need some bitter in there. And we also use them for flavour and aroma. But how do we do that? Good question, dog. We boil them, so fetch my boil chart. Right, as we can see, the longer you boil the hops, the different characteristic you get from them. You start boiling them for only a little while and you can see that you get the aroma. Leave it in for 20 minutes, say, and flavour starts to come out of them. And then the longer we go after that, it starts to turn bitter. Different hops add different amounts of each of those things, so there's a lot of playing around and calculating to make sure you get the balance right. And we don't always have to boil them either. Some people make a thing they call hop tea to get some aroma out of it, which is where they boil water but then take it off the heat, throw the hops in and let it sit there for about 15 minutes before throwing it in the beer. Or there's also dry hopping, which is when you've got the beer already fermenting and you put hops in at that point. There's lots of different flavours and aromas we can get out of our hops, including fruit, wood, spice, grass, flowers, citrus, earth, herbs, and many others actually. It keeps going on. When we're looking at a hop schedule, we might see something like this. 10 grams of Magnum at 60, 15 grams of Amarillo at 15, 15 grams of Amarillo again at 5, and 15 grams of Citra dry. This is like a countdown timer, so what it's telling us is that after our water is boiling, we add Magnum, 10 grams of Magnum hops, and that has to boil in there for 60 minutes. So that's when we start our timer. When it gets down to 15 minutes to go, which is 45 minutes in obviously, we add our first lot of Amarillo. Then another 10 minutes later, with 5 minutes to go, we add our second lot of Amarillo, and then when it's all done, we switch the timer off, and later on we're also going to dry hop. There's a couple of different ways of dry hopping. I like to use these tea infusers, which I get about 10 or 15 grams in each one, so sometimes I end up using a couple. Some people like to tie the hops up in a chucks cloth like this one and throw it into the beer like that. And some people just throw them straight into the beer, commando style, without any sort of vessel or anything like that. Doing it that way, if you're not able to, what do they call it? Crash chill or something, then you might end up with a few little bits of floaties, but it's not going to kill anyone, so you don't have to worry. It's all good. That's about it. That's all I can think of for hops, so I hope that was informative.